also have adventure travel, but mine is a little bit different. My adventure depends solely on mishap, not intention. My wife and I love to snorkel. And it was about 20 years ago we went to Grand Cayman. And if you haven't been there, back then it was gorgeous. The coral was still there. It hadn't been destroyed yet. The cruise ships hadn't found it. And there's this town in the middle of Grand Cayman called Georgetown. And next to Georgetown is 7 Mile Beach. It's beautiful. We stayed on the other end of the island at a place called Mort's Tortuga Club. And we were there for snorkeling, but one day I saw a sign and it grabbed me. It grabbed me really hard because it said, resort dive classes tomorrow. I thought, snorkel, I need to take it up a notch. I want to scuba dive. So I grabbed that paper, I signed up, and I went to the resort diving class. Now, if you don't know what a resort diving class is, it's basically they show you the equipment and throw you in the pool and hope you survive. The equipment, by the way, was a mask, and they showed you how to clear the mask if water gets in. You have your fins, and you have weights, and you have your regulator attached to the tanks. Pretty simple, right? So we made it, I went in, and the next day, 8 virgin divers were on the dive boat. And there was a crew of 4, as well as our next of kin. Because you figure if you're going to go down there, it's much easier just to have your next of kin there instead of sending telegrams. So, we're gathered around the edge, and the local divers give us our final instructions. And it went like this. Number 1, don't panic. Number 2, never, ever, ever take out your regulator. It is your lifeline. And then they just added for fun, have fun. Well, I showed the courage and fortitude of a local diver on the outside. On the inside, I was scared. Can I say shitless? Okay, that's what I was. Well, then we jumped in. Now, my wife is very aware that I'm a klutz, and there's always a mishap around the corner waiting to happen. So she had her eyes fixed on that spot where I jumped in. And when I jumped in, at first, it was really beautiful. And then it was like a carnival ride gone berserk. I couldn't tell left from right. I couldn't tell up from down. I was spinning and spinning. I couldn't get out of the spin cycle. My wife saw the volcano of bubbles reach the surface, and she said to one of the guys, I think my husband's in trouble. Please help. This guy looked like a black Mark Spitz. Without any equipment, he dove in. He came down to 12 feet. By the way, you only go down to 12 feet of water because the air pressure gets phenomenally greater once you go below 12 feet. So I'm at that 12-foot bottom, swirling around. This guy comes, takes out the weights, lifts me up, and I could breathe like a Zen master. But now, if I really want to drown myself, I just go to a dive bar.